You got a tattoo? Then you gotta have a story behind it. We're Tat-Stories, and we bring our viewers those stories. We went with the old adage, target-rich environments rock. Coming up, our crew is still grabbing margaritas and tails in Pacific Beach in sunny San Diego. Check out the Kahuna, Baseball Guy, and MVPT as they grab all the ink tales worth telling. Are y'all coming back anytime soon, guys? Our first story this week comes from a gal that honors her mom with some great ink. Our second is from a guy who gives new meaning to stout legs and ink. And our third is a teacher with some great ink who could teach us to cook in a whole lot of ways.
Baseball Guy here at Pacific Beach, and I've got Jen with me. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. Just hanging around. I'm on vacation, actually.
Where are you from, Jen?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Are you here to watch the Red Sox play, or are you...
No, I'm not here to watch the Red Sox play at all. I got that at the hotel today, too, but no, I'm not.
There are a lot of people here in Boston and San Diego this week because the Red Sox are here. All right, so you got to show us a little bit of this tattoo you have going on here. Why don't you describe it? It's like a heart with kind of like almost like people type shapes. What exactly is it?
So it's basically a mother-daughter tattoo, and the shapes of the mother and the daughter make a heart. And I actually got the tattoo when my parents divorced, because my dad actually kind of like, in a way, abandoned us in a sense. So I felt really connected to my mom. Like, he always like financially supported us through everything. And so then me and my mom kind of had to figure out on our own. So I liked that like mother-daughter tattoo because I didn't really see him in the picture anymore, I guess. Yeah.
And so what did your mom say when she saw the tattoo for the first time?
I don't think she really cared. I think she was just kind of like, yeah, that's cool. I don't think it made her emotional or anything like that. But for me, it was really symbolic of like that time in my life that I felt more connected to her and like not my dad. So that's kind of what that's there for, to remind me, like at the end of the day, it's just me and her. Yeah.
And now, how many total tattoos do you have?
I have 4 tattoos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And 3 of them are in places where we can kind of see, and one's not.
Yeah, one's on the side of my leg, and it's a dream catcher, and I hate it. It's really dumb. Yeah.
Are you going to eventually cover it up, do you think, or just remove it, or you're not sure?
I was thinking of doing a cover-up, but I think for now I'm okay with it, I guess. Yeah.
All right. And how old were you when you got your first tat?
I was 18 years old, actually. My dad brought me, and I actually have it on my back. It's my brother's name. He passed when I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that's a nice way to memorialize him. And are you still close with your dad?
I actually went to come visit my dad, so I'm here now in San Diego, but I was in San Francisco a couple days ago. But yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I did.
Good. And did your dad see your mom and you tat?
I don't think he knows about it, actually. I don't think he knows, and I don't think I would tell him what it is. If he saw it, I would not tell him what's about.
Well, it's nice that you and your mom are close and you have that relationship and you have that memorialized. And we thank you so much for taking some time with us here today and just wish you a really wonderful day.
All
and
right.
Go Red Sox. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Baseball Guy here with Chris. Chris, what are you doing on this hot summer day?
I'm out here enjoying the boardwalk, the beach, and the sun.
And you got 2 little tattoos. You got leaves. Tell me about these leaves that you've got down on your ankles or near your legs.
Yeah, it's on my ankles. There are 2 leaves. One's a white oak, and the other is a sugar maple.
And why did you choose these tattoos?
So I'm kind of obsessed with brain lateralization, which is a concept of left and right brain. One's your creative, one's your logical. And so I picked each type of tree and their leaf to represent that. So the white oak represents my logical side, my left brain, and then the sugar maple represents my creative side, my right brain.
So you like to get a little creative with some sugar?
Absolutely. I'm very sweet, but also sticky.
You hear that, ladies? He's sweet and sticky. Okay. And now you got some plans for your next tattoo. What's your next tattoo?
So there are actually going to be 7 of them, and they are your classic chakra symbols, all 7, root to crown, and they're going to be done going up my spine. So all the way to the top of my head. Yeah, I got to shave my head for it.
All right, when do you plan on getting those done?
January 2020 in Ocean Beach, California.
Awesome. Well, Chris, it's been a pleasure. Good luck with those tattoos. Come back and share your story about those when they're done.
All right, thank you.
All right, baseball guy out.
Thank you.
Baseball guy here with Terry. Terry, what brings you out to San Diego today?
I live here. I live here in Pacific Beach, and it's such a beautiful day. I had to come to the beach and enjoy it.
Absolutely. And you have some wonderful tattoos here. And the one that I'm just really stricken by is the bamboo on your left shoulder. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the story with that?
It's not terribly deep. I wanted something that was a little different, but really symbolic of just simple beauty. And bamboo is very flexible. It's renewable. It's constantly being renewed, and there's this longevity to bamboo that just I felt like was kind of symbolic and beautiful. So I also liked the placement of it being on the front of my body instead of like on the side. So it's just a little bit different, and it kind of makes you go like, oh, that's an interesting placement. And I liked it. Yeah.
All right. So now you said that's a little resemblance of you, right? So are you simple? Are you flexible?
I like to think that I'm flexible in my mind and in my thoughts and thinking, but physically not so much.
Our crowd will still pretend like you are, though. All right, and then why don't you tell us about the rings around your arm, and you've got a feather on this one. What are the stories behind those?
The rings on my forearm are just really decorative. I've always liked to wear like a bracelet up on my upper forearm as opposed to down by my wrist. And I talk with my hands a lot, and I'm a teacher. So when I'm moving my arms, I like to wear something up there that doesn't jangle around a lot. And then I thought, well, instead of wearing a bracelet all the time, I should just get something permanent. And I really like stripes, and I really like the three. So I had those put on, and then the feather on my wrist is something that my sister and I both got together. So it's an identical tattoo, and it just symbolizes our sisterhood, and our last name is Stork. So the feather is like symbolic of a bird, and that leads to the stork that I have on my back, which I got simply because it's symbolic of my last name, and something like that will never change. So.
Which one was the first one you got?
The stork on the back.
And how old were you when you had that one?
Oh, 20-something. I don't remember exactly.
And how bad did it hurt that first time?
I would say when anybody asks me about that, I always think I liken it to like bee stings over and over and over and over. And for me, where the feet talons are close to my spine, that to me was the most torturous. But thankfully, it was just a tiny little spot for them to do. So yeah.
You're a teacher. What age do you teach?
I teach high school, culinary arts.
Do any of your kids think you're like the awesomest teacher because you got some cool tats?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for them, but I've had a comment like that a time or two by some of them. They're very curious at first, and it makes me look like I'm relevant, I guess you could say.
That's why all the guys to her school are learning how to cook. They just want to learn how to cook with the teacher.
Of course. Of course.
Thank you, Terry. You have a wonderful day.